Hey guys, it's Wendy, aka Kitty Street, and Mom, and we have another restaurant review for you. Now, this place, I don't know if it's in every state, but I'm going to be honest, I have never ever been into this restaurant, and I don't think you have either, have you? And we would drive by this, and I've seen it around for years and years and years, and I thought, I'm going to go. My daughter said she goes all the time. My son's been all the time, and I'm like, I felt kind of left out. So one day we were trying to figure out where to go eat, and Mom said, let's go to Mellow Mushroom, which we'd been talking about it because we knew we were going to do a review, and voila, now we're going to do a review. So this is going to be all over the place because, for one thing, we're amateurs. Please be nice, but we like to do this, and I'm going to get better, and I'm sure my mom will come up with some ideas. But we're going to talk about the restaurant experience. We're going to talk about the service that we got. We're going to talk about the food taste and quality, and also the price, and round it up with the bathrooms, because I think the bathrooms mean a whole lot, in my opinion. Comment, let me know if bathrooms are important to you when you go and spend your hard-earned money at places to eat. So yeah, we're going to do those things. I don't know if they'll be in that order, but I'm going to try. All right, anything you want to add before I jump in? Okay, so I'm going to be inserting some videos. Mom has the iPad because I couldn't even remember what we got by name. So luckily she pulled that up. And I'm going to just start off with my first thing about my impression with the atmosphere. And then we'll go in and we'll just kind of segue, and then you can kind of tell yours. Let's start like that way. Here we go. We're going to be reviewing this restaurant, Mellow Mushroom. It's a pizza joint. It's our first time ever setting a foot inside this premises. Heard a lot of reviews about this place, and now we are finally going to eat here. And I'm loving this patio section. It's really, really nice. So we went into this restaurant, which is shaped like a mushroom. And matter of fact, I even have a mushroom that I got off Temu, and we have the bag because we did, and I'll get there, have some we'll talk about the food, okay, in a minute. So we walked in, it was really nice. It had this patio, and we got there right before it got dark. And I think it was a Saturday. I'm pretty sure it was a Saturday.
Early afternoon.
Yeah, early afternoon. And we walked in and it had this big patio. And I thought, wow, that was nice. You know, you could go sit over there when it gets warmer, if it ever does. And when you walked in, and then you had this big atmosphere, right? Right off the bat, for me, it was loud. It was real boisterous. People were talking. It just felt like an arcade. Did it feel that way to you? I don't know. We'll talk about hers. But it felt like an arcade. And I'm just going to say this and I'll wrap it up, and I'll let Mom talk. But I don't know if I was in a mood. You know, I don't know how it is. It's like I wanted to eat there, but I didn't know if I was going to film there. You know what I mean? I was like, do I just want to enjoy the experience, or do I want to film? So I'm saying that to say this, because I'm going to have to go by a lot of memory, because it wasn't a planned thing, but we never plan anything anyway. We just kind of jump and go by the seat of our pants. So I thought it was a kind of loud place. They set us right in the middle of, you know, booths and things like that. It was pretty crowded. This place was booming. And yeah, I'm going to let Mom talk, and then we'll kind of come back and we'll kind of put our thoughts together on what we thought about the restaurant. And I'm going to pop in some pictures here and there as we go. Okay, so what did you think about Mellow Mushroom?
Loud. I know there was a birthday party being set up at the table behind us, or in front of us, or
yes,
beside us. So, because I saw the birthday cake. But yeah, it was. I don't think it was that crowded, other than the birthday. Maybe.
Well, it's in the video. You'll see it. There's a lot of people. Which, see, that's what I'm saying.
There were more coming in before we left, because it was getting later on a Saturday. More people coming in for Saturday night. you know, but we were kind of like late afternoon after lunch and before dinner, people started coming, which is good for us, I think. Because we weren't out for the night.
So, what did you think about where they sat us at in the middle of the atmosphere?
I would rather just two of us been maybe in a booth or something, kind of like sitting in the middle of a restaurant on a table with people going back and forth. And
I kind of agree with that because I'm like you. I want to watch and look and check out everything. But go ahead. I'm going to let you talk. I don't want to go over your atmosphere experience.
It's a pizza place, so I mean, it's not like a fine dining restaurant to be set off to the private area and all. But yeah.
Okay.
And there was plenty of room between the tables, I think.
Oh, yeah. Well, the reason why I wanted to give two different opinions on it, because we're two different generations and we think about two different things. I mean, we do think of a lot alike on a lot of things. And I think our mindsets were in two different places, because I was so hungry when we went there, and I don't like it when I'm real hungry, because we'll talk about that when we get to the food. So I think that's where it started off for me. I'm going to go ahead and give my thoughts on the atmosphere. From the pictures, you can kind of see it, and then Mom can tell what she thinks. But from a kind of a 1-star to a 5-star, and that's how we're going to do this. I'm going to give the atmosphere a 5. And I'm literally saying a 5, which is really the best, because it was new and it was vibrant. I felt at ease, even though I was sitting in the middle of the everybody. I did not have a problem. And the service, which we're going to talk about next in a minute, we're getting there. But I'm giving it a 5-star.
I'm saying more of a 4.
Okay.
I mean, it's not excellent, but I would go again and, order something.
Sphere, and I'm going to put in the pictures. And now we're going to go into the actual service. And I'm going to let Mom talk about it first, because we're going to talk about the waitress. Okay.
Amy was our waitress. I remember her name.
Yes.
She was pretty knowledgeable about everything there, and she was quick and attentive. Yeah, she did her job really well.
I agree. And I think even walking into the door, the wait staff, they were not just newbies. They were veterans. I think this was like their full-time job. They were on point. They sat you down. They came to the table a lot and checked on you, but it wasn't obnoxiously. And when we asked questions, because this was our first time there, we had no clue what we were ordering, what was coming. We looked at the menu. So I wanted to give you an idea what the menu looked like. It was a little intimidating, but there was a lot of variety. You could get calzones, you could get hamburgers, salads. Of course, you could get pizza, and you could even get pizza gluten-free. Didn't have a clue what we wanted, but our server, Amy, came and saved the day. There was a full bar and a whole menu dedicated to cocktails. And here was the special of the night. We didn't know. And the waitress, Amy, she even kind of put it on the receipt here and circled it. And I'll talk about this in a little bit. Was good to me. I was impressed. And it takes a lot to impress me. And even though I was in a mood, I really feel like she went over and beyond. And it was not in a threatening kind of way, if that makes sense to me. I mean, I just sometimes, when someone just keeps coming, it's like, okay, let me eat in peace. I don't know if you guys ever experienced that, but yeah, she was good. Okay, and now let's jump into what everybody's probably wanting to know about, is the food. So we're going to do this in stages, because again, we didn't know. We were just like going in. I was starving. And the one thing that I was told to get by my son was the pretzels. And so immediately the waitress, Amy, she says to us, would you like an appetizer? We're like, yeah, we want the pretzels. And then she says, do you want the 3 or the 6? And you can go ahead and take it away.
She said the half order or the full size.
Oh, yeah, that's
which
right.
Was 6. Well, they also have pretzel bites on the menu, and I thought that's pretty much what they would be, was little But no, they were big. They weren't huge like where you get just the one big pretzel, but they were
big.
Yeah. So.
And I'm inserting a picture of them. So we didn't realize they had like little pretzel bites that like are little circly things. She just, I guess, assumed we meant the pretzels, I think, because the way we said it. And there was, a half order and the full order. And my mom was like, 6, the full order, which is, we want our money's worth, right? You'll see when you see the pictures. Them were massive. And I'm going to go ahead and start with that one. Or maybe let's just talk about each different section, and we'll come back and talk about what the taste was. Let's do that because I think it'll be easier for me to do it when we do our totals. So then we had all these options, and I think you did order. Oh wait, we had a second appetizer. You want to take it away and talk about that appetizer that we got?
It was the buffalo chicken dip that came with toast tips, which I thought was just like little triangles, but they were actually like little slices of toast.
Yeah.
And it was okay. I mean, it was good, but not the buffalo chicken dip I'm used to.
Not old southern buffalo chicken dip. It had tomatoes, and it was like an upscaled buffalo chicken dip. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm going to insert the picture of it. It was very nice, laid out very nice. The bread was, I think it was chives or parsley or something on there, and I'll talk about that in a moment. But it was very, very nice. I thought so, as far as like that. And I was kind of surprised when Mom got it because she must have been as hungry as I was. And we were like, yay, we're going to have food before we order the pizza. But Mom, did you have the hardest time figuring out what to order the pizza? I did. Okay, so let's talk about Mellow Mushroom and how they work. Everything is made fresh right there behind the scenes of this restaurant. And I filmed that. Freshly made. Another tip, and I'm also, well, I'll bring that up later. They have different types of pizzas. You can make your own, or you can get a standard, 8-inch, 10-inch.
Small was 10-inch.
Okay, the small is 10-inch.
Medium is 14-inch, and large is 16-inch with 8 slices.
And medium is
4, 6, and 8 slices.
4, 6, and 8. And when you think of 4 pieces of pizza, I'm thinking, I could probably eat that by myself. No, stay away from it. Because we were thinking we were going to get the large, which is like, 10 pieces? I don't even know. She's looking at the thing. It was just so much, 8 pieces. And they bring it out fresh, and they bring it out on a little stand. And I thought, gosh, if we would have got that, we would have had food for days. So we both opted out, since we got those big pretzels and the buffalo dip, to go ahead and get like the personal size one, which was 4 slices. And I got the house special, which basically was, all the meats. It was like honey ham, bacon, ground beef, and Italian sausage, which is what I loved. And I think it had bell peppers and tomatoes, right? And that was just the house special. But they had all these crazy names. I'm going to put in some pictures of the menus and all their things, because this is the Mellow Mushroom, right? And Mama, what did you get?
I got the Merry Prankster.
And 4 slices, because we didn't need no more than that.
Yeah. Because what's the one you got? The house special. There's only 2 that I think were like what I consider regular pizza, with the red sauce and the meats and the veggies and all that. All the others were kind of different.
Yeah, that's right, because I got the one that was red.
I didn't want to get the same thing. We wanted to try different ones.
I got the red sauce, and yours had that. You want to tell them what it's had on yours?
It's aioli. Is that how you say it? It has a herb aioli base, grilled chicken, Italian sausage, red peppers, green peppers. Really good. It's not what I consider pizza because I like the red sauce and everything, but it was really good. If I went back, I would eat it again, but I'd rather try something
Right.
There are other things.
Other things there. Can you show them the picture? I'm going to show the picture of all those pizzas right there. Just show them all of them, all the different ones. And the reason why is because it was a lot of, don't think we were like they're trying to, we were like, we don't know what to get. It's just, I just wanted you to give you an idea. It wasn't like we could walk in there and pick a few things. They had a lot of different ones. And of course, you're not going to probably be able to see this from the screen unless you zoom it in. But you can go on their website and check out their menu. And this stuff is made fresh. I mean, when I say fresh, it comes out still piping hot. And it was, you know, the room temperature of it, of the food, was, to my opinion, was really good. Those pretzels, oh my gosh, another kryptonite food for me. So I think, now you did order a drink. What was it, Coke Zero? And so she got a drink. I got water because I always get water, and I've always done that anyway because I just don't want to pay the money for the Coke, honestly. So I think we're going to segue, unless you have anything else you want to add before we start talking about pricing, and then we'll talk about how we thought about the pricing and the texture and the food choices that we had. Do you have anything you want to add before I move into that one?
Just like some of the names of the pizzas, they're like Wild in Havana, Cosmic Karma, Funky Chicken, Pacific Rim, Maui Wowie.
Lots. I mean, it was overwhelming. And if you know, that it would be awesome to be able, like if this was going to be like a thing and we did it like every Saturday or every other Saturday or every 3 Saturdays, we could go and try a different pizza. I would be up to that with other people, and like where I just had one slice, and because some of it I may not like, but I might like it, but why I wouldn't want to pay for a big, large pizza, and it's not what I like. So I think, well, we're getting there. I'm going to talk about if we're going to go back or not. But let's talk about another thing that I was going to try to figure out a place to squeeze this in here is they have a gluten-free menu. And one of the reasons why I really was thinking about Mellow Mushroom, because I was thinking I want to try some gluten-free stuff. And do you remember the face when I asked the waitress, Amy? I said, is this gluten? And she had this look on her face like, nope. And if you want gluten, and she even said it, she says, it's a whole different taste. So I'm now interested, my curiosity's peaking, and I'm like, I'm going to have to definitely, I know for sure, going to go back just to check out the gluten menu, and we'll have a part 2 for this one, I think. At least I'm going to try the gluten because I'm curious about that and see. But they have a full menu, so if you have a gluten problem, you can't eat pizza crust or whatever because of, the wheat, or, you have just reactions, that's an option. Okay, so I'm going to talk about how I thought about the food, and then I'm going to talk about the prices of the food towards after that. We'll talk about how I feel about it. So let's talk about the pretzels. We had no idea that they were going to be this many. We thought they were pretzel bites. Oh, my goodness. When they came out, they were on this platter, which I probably already showed you the picture, and the platter was full of them. I ate a big one, and the best thing, and I think they had beer cheese. Was it beer cheese?
Some kind of cheese.
And I didn't like that.
Cheese. I think it was the other one they had, and the red sauce they had.
Yeah, marinara sauce. But they had a Parmesan kind of thing going on with some butter, and where they melted it. It's well worth to go to Mellow Mushroom just to get a big old pretzel. I'm not even joking. I mean, there were 6 of them. It was huge. They were yeasty. They just tasted well. I mean, I loved them. Did you like them? I loved them. You didn't like them as much. See, I did. See, that's where we talk about this. We have different tastes.
They have a special recipe, from what I understand. Even Seth said they make their own dough and stuff, which most pizza restaurants do. But it had a different little taste. Yeah. I mean, it was good. I ate 2 of them while we were
I ate a big one.
Yeah, but well, they weren't that big. But yeah, and the pizza crust had the same taste. It was just a little different taste. I could taste a difference. I don't know what it was.
It's called fresh bread.
It was still good, but there was just a little different kind of taste. So I prefer the pretzels we get. Other places.
Because they're not the traditional ones. You can tell they made it out. You're right. They made it out of their pizza crust that they make homemade right there behind the scenes. So,
but they were good. Like you said, it had that little melted butter and Parmesan on the pan. That was better than the dip.
It was good. Which we're going to segue in that. So the price for not the half, but the full order of pretzels was $9.99, which is not bad for an appetizer, because that's what you see these days is you if you get appetizers under $9.99, you're doing something. So $9.99, and I am gonna say right off the bat, and I'm gonna give them a 5 because I loved them, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because it was so much food that we brought home, the pretzels. And why I'm giving it a 5 is because when you warm up something in the microwave or reheat it, and this was in the microwave, not the air fryer, because I still have not got my air fryer up from Christmas. That's going to be another video coming that my mom got me. But they were, and it was just seconds that I warmed up. It tasted just like it was when I got, which is really weird. I'm about to tell you in a minute. The pretzels warmed up real quick because I had meals for days after we went to this restaurant. So I'm giving it a 5 for the pretzels. What are you giving it?
I give it a 4.5.
Okay. And that's why we do these things, is that not everybody's going to have them. Now, if you're thinking about like the traditional Bavarian pretzels or the ones, the German pretzels, no, these are pretzels homemade.
And I don't even like those. I'm thinking, if you're thinking it's like a Annie M pretzel, it's
right.
not. That's kind of like, and then the ones we get at that other restaurant.
And you can see by the picture on it too. But I liked it because I like bread. My kryptonite.
Well, I ate 2 of them, so they weren't bad.
Yeah. And then I was glad.
The first thing they brought out, though.
Yeah, that was the very first thing, and it was quick. I mean, I don't even think we waited. It was like, here you go. So I was like, yay! And I was happy after I started eating because I had waited too long. So let's segue into the buffalo dip, which they brought out, and I'll put a picture in at some point. In this little beautiful setup, it looked like I was at a gourmet restaurant, and I was like, oh my God, but it didn't look like the buffalo chicken dip that I eat from the South that we make homemade in a crock pot. But hey, you want to talk about it? What your flavors were on that one?
I mean, it was okay. It was thinner than what we usually make at home. And it wasn't as spicy as because we put a lot of
hot sauce
in make it at home. The bread, though, she didn't like it, but it was like little toast tips to dip in it. I could have ate all 10 pieces of that. It was little crispy pieces, like toast with garlic and I think chives on top of it.
Well, I don't know what it was. It was kind of like a bruschetta, but not.
No, it was like something green sprinkled on it with garlic. So I don't know if it was either chives or what.
It was either chives or it was something on there. Okay, it was drowned on them. It was
good. The bread was good.
And I ate a whole one of them, but it was so much of whatever season, which I'm going to say it was probably parsley or something, because it's not something that I eat chives. Yeah. And the chicken buffalo dip, it either had tomatoes or onions or something. It had some chunky stuff in, like a salsa almost. And it was good, but it was too rich. Yeah. It was like I could only had one toast.
And I could have
toasts were little squarey things.
I could have ate a ton of that bread, but I already had 2 pretzels in the bread. Then we're going to have pizza.
Right. But let's talk about the price of the buffalo dip, because we were just out having at this point, we definitely were going to review because we were eating up the place. The buffalo chicken dip was $8.99. Because I'm glad we did try something new. I feel like it's not a bad thing to pay $8.99. My mom loved it. I liked it. It's not that I didn't like it. I just thought that I wanted some of that topping, that little green stuff on there a little bit less. But it was decent. And I mean, I would, if somebody else ordered it, I would probably have a bite or two of it again. It was okay in my opinion. If I had to give that a score, probably about a 2.5, because I did like the dip. And I did like the bread. I just didn't like that seasoning on top of it. So about 2.5 stars for me on the buffalo dip. Yeah. What about you?
For the dip itself, maybe 3 stars. But the bread, I could have gave them 10 stars. I could have ate
and that's fine. Because there's certain things that people are going to like that other people are not going to like. So $9.99 for the pretzels. $8.99 for the buffalo dip with the bread. But guys, this is a pizza place. This is Mellow Mushroom, and we could not, like, we were like full. I'm like, oh my gosh, am I going? Now we know, right? But we wanted to get a pizza, but guys, they had hamburgers. They had all kinds of appetizers, calzones. I mean, it was just an unlimited menu of all types of foods. You'll have to, I'll put what I can, the video and the footage I got on some of the menus and some of the things. They have wings. But we wanted to experience the Mellow Mushroom
salads
pizza, okay? Salads. I mean, it goes on and on and on. They have desserts. Lord help me. And I had always said when I did these reviews, Mom, I was going to always make sure we got a dessert. There was no way. We were up to here before the pizza ever came out. Now, let's talk about the pizza. I'm going to let, you want to start off with your pizza first? It was a different one, and I'm glad she got it because I would have never picked it.
Yeah, I usually like the ones with the red sauce. I'm like Pizza Hut and Little Caesars is my kind of pizza.
Me too.
But since she got one of the ones that had the red sauce, I said, we'll try something else. The only other one that really, well, I like the buffalo chicken ones, but I didn't get that because we had the buffalo chicken dip.
Right.
So I got the Merry Prankster. I don't know why it's called that, but it had like a white sauce, aioli,
yeah.
And then the grilled chicken and the Italian sausage and stuff. And it was really good. It reminded me more of what you would order like on a flatbread instead of a pizza.
Yes,
so
I agree.
I would eat it again, but next time I go, I want to try something different.
Well, to me, it reminded me. Now, we got the 4 slices, thank God. And it was huge. And I'm inserting a picture right now of that particular pizza so you can get an idea. Now, it kind of reminded me of Alfredo. Even though that's not what it was, but I'm not an Alfredo person at all. I don't like the white sauces hardly ever. I have to have a hankering for it, but usually I'm a red sauce person all the way. I had already had the pretzel. I had some of the buffalo dip, and I already had 1 slice of my own pizza that I'm about to talk about now. So by the time I got to my mom's, I'm like, Mom, I don't really like this. I didn't even eat a whole piece of it. And I just said, you can take that home, because we were taking stuff home. Trust me, there was no way we were walking out of that place eating all this food. But let's talk about the price. The 4 slice pizza, which was 10 inch pizza. I'm having to rely on my mom because I don't remember. I just blank it out of my brain.
4 slices is 10 inch.
10 inches. Small. And the price, woo! The price of 1 pizza for 4 was $14.69. So she got a $14.69 pizza, and then I got a $14.69 pizza. So let me talk about mine, and then we'll kind of talk about what we thought. This is the house special with all the meats, minus ground beef. Very, very nice and delicious. Since you already brought hers up, let me just go ahead and say I didn't like that aioli sauce. Whatever that white sauce was, it kind of threw me off. But I'm glad that she got it, because I needed to know that, because otherwise I would never have purchased it. I'd been like, oh, I might like it, I might not. So I think for her pizza, which was the Merry Prankster, which I thought the name was so cute. I love these names. I love it. Was something that I'm glad I tried it, but would I get it again? No, not ever. Never, never, never. Not for $14.89. So what do you think about that, the Merry Prankster pizza and price?
I liked it. I probably would give it a 5. I would eat it again, but like I said, I want to try some of the others before I order that again.
Yeah. And she brought home
2 pieces.
Yeah, 2 whole pizzas.
I ate one of mine and one of yours.
Yeah.
Plus pretzels and the dip.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we were full.
So I had a whole nother meal. Another day. I think I had it for lunch.
Yeah, well, we brought one. This is a big old bag, and then there was pizzas in a box, and it was crazy. So let me talk about mine. Mine was just called the house special. It wasn't nothing wow, but I was hungry, and I was like, I want to get something that I know I'm going to eat, and I know it had the toppings, which are all the meat toppings, the ground beef, Actually, I think I had her take the ground beef off. Right. It comes with the ground beef, ham, bacon, and Italian sausage, which I love, and the green onions. I think it was green bell peppers, and the tomatoes, and the red sauce. And I asked her to take the ground beef off for some reason or whatever, and she did. And it was also $14.89, and I'll stick in a picture here. And it was the same crust as the pretzels. Mama's absolutely right. But I loved it. I thought it was really good, and the piece that I ate was humongous, and I was full by this time. But I did want to tell you, for freshness, it was wonderful, and I love the flavors. I love the textures of it. I could have just ordered that 4-piece pizza and had a couple pizza, maybe even a side salad, and would have been great. And it probably would have been a lot less money. But we were trying it out, first experience, and we wanted to, see how it was. I really liked that pizza, and I would order the house special again. There's only one thing that I had an issue with, was if you're going to get it, eat it there. Make sure you eat there, because for some reason when I re-warmed up the pizza, because I had, since Mama took all hers, I think she said just for me to take the house one. And I think I had 2 big pieces, and I warmed it up like a day or 2 later. It wasn't the very next day. And I don't know, that crust was like Fort Knox. It just was not, it did not work, which was strange because when I did the pretzel, it warmed up fine. So I don't know. And I didn't leave it in any longer. It just had a different texture to it. So maybe it was something different in the pizza dough than for the pretzel one.
I put mine in the air fryer though and warm it up, and it tasted just like when they brought it out. It was really good.
So I'll give it that.
It was better than actually when I was sitting there, because I hadn't ate all the other stuff before.
And that's why I want to get the air fryer that she has, that she gave me for Christmas up, and I will try that. So that's my only complaint on this one, and that was probably because I microwaved it. Other than that, I would definitely order my pizza again. What about you? Did you say you're going to order yours again?
After I try some of the others.
We're going to try some other ones because, So
it was good.
Yeah, it was wonderful to me. And the whole experience, the way they brought it out, the whole setup, the atmosphere, it was really, really nice. And I would give the total for all the food a pretty good rating, but let's talk about these prices. I have the receipt here, and this is just a receipt they bring out. It has none of my personal information on here or nothing like that. But with everything said and done, a Coke Zero, a water, 2 appetizers, the buffalo dip, the pretzels, which were a big plate of those, 6 of those, the Merry Prankster, and the house special pizza was $55.46. And we split this, okay? $55.46. And of course we did a tip because it was like the waitress was wonderful. That's pricey to me for a pizza place. I'm usually going in with, a coupon or something, or getting, the $5 pizzas, but it's not the same experience. So I have a little issue with the prices, but they saved the day. They saved the day. They gave us this receipt that has a survey on it. They hook you in, and you know me, I tell you guys, you give me a receipt with a coupon, I'm going to be back. And I did do the survey, and right off the bat, you get one of those the full order of pretzels for free when you go back. Plus, you get $5 off of, I think it said $20, $5 off survey. I don't know if you have to probably get a certain amount, but $5 off of a $14 pizza. Okay. And we can try a different one, and maybe even get another survey, because I'm thinking this is probably something they give to you every single time. And guys, something I learned a long time ago, if you're going to eat and eat out, use these surveys, use these coupons, because it would save you so much money. I'm telling you, I live by it. So it was very pricey to me, but because it was the first time I ever been there, I kind of expected it to be a little pricey, because, I just knew. When I walked in, I said, this is going to cost some money. But splitting it in half, I think it was reasonable, because I had 2 meals. I had the pretzel one day for a lunch, and then I had 2 slices of pizza, which I did 2 different times for a late night snack. And I mean, good God, it was a lot to bring home. So I really think it's a little pricey, but doable. What do you think?
Yeah, everything's pricey though. But
Yeah. Yeah. So I will wrap this up because we're going to try to, figure out what we're going to rate this on in the end. But I'm just kind of putting up some little things here and there with pictures and ideas. And hopefully we will get some footage of us actually there at the restaurant and talking about it. But because we were sitting in the middle of the place, I just didn't feel like I was going to whip out my camera and start talking. And plus there was music, and I have to learn, you have to be careful with copywriting. But I just want to tell you, but I want to throw in this, and I tried to get the video of it, but I couldn't. They even do balloon animals. And if my grandson was there, the ones where they do the little balloons and wrap it up, and I just thought that was stinking cute. So we got to have one more thing to talk about before we end the video and give our ratings of if we'll go back there or not. And that is the bathrooms. But I got one more thing to say before we talk about the bathrooms. They do have a full bar. So if you're into drinking and you want to hang out and have a good slice of pizza or some appetizers or whatever, that I did take a video of the bar. It was on the other side of the room. So it is, if you're not into that, you couldn't even see it, could you? And it was like a whole full bar. And I was like, oh, wow, never even knew that when I was on the other side of the place eating. So if you don't like that kind of stuff, don't worry. It's not going to interfere. Now, let's talk about the bathrooms, because I did take the actual footage of this bathroom. And in my opinion, it was clean. That's why I know the people who work there probably have an investment there. They probably treat their employees very well, because everybody was, they looked like they wanted to be there. Does that make sense? And the bathrooms were pretty good and clean and close. I didn't have to walk 1,000 miles to go to the restroom. And yeah, so what did you think about the bathrooms?
Yeah, they were clean. And like I said, they weren't too far away.
They
were back secluded.
Right. Well, where we were sitting at there, because some places you can sit right there and the bathroom's right there. This was kind of like they had a wall blocked off. And you'll see, I'm going to insert the picture. And it went into a whole different section. I loved it. I loved everything about the place. I just going to have some coupons to go back. But I'm itching to go back to try the gluten. And I want to bring our family. I want to bring the rest of our family that hasn't been there. And
I think it would be nice to have a group and sit out on that little patio with
that's what I was thinking. Yeah,
but only when it's warm
and maybe
not too hot.
And what I had, one of my bucket lists for 2024 was to have more time with my family that's close near me. And I thought, we could do this once or twice a month, and everybody just meet up at the Mellow Mushroom and just chill out and see how their week is going. I don't know. But let's talk about the total over our scoreboard, okay? So we're talking about the atmosphere of the restaurant, the whole layout and the experience, the service that we got from Amy and other people around, because other people were just as nice, and the quality of the food, and the price, and the bathrooms. So on that way, we'll just kind of do a scoreboard, because I was doing it differently before when we did the video, but I'm going to do it all at once, and I'm going to tell you my total here. So for the food, for the atmosphere, I've given it a 5, because I was blown away. I really didn't know what I was expecting, and to give it a 5 is a lot, I know, but for what it is, it's like a little casual place to hang out. It pushed all the buttons for me. It wasn't like a fine dining place or nothing like that, but for what it was, I liked it. The service was, I'm going to give Amy a 6. I would give more, but we're doing 1 through 5, but I'm just saying it was she was very knowledgeable, fast, speedy, concerned. She asked us how our day was. She realized we were newbies, and she didn't make us feel like, oh my gosh, there's a newbie in here and I got to teach her everything. She was really, really good. The food quality, I'm going to give it overall, I'll say a 4. And only because there was that aioli stuff, and that's me, but I want to try other things, but I'll say a 4 stars on that. And then the price, I'm gonna say the price about a 3 because this would not be something we could afford to do all the time unless I had coupons. So I'm saying about a 3 on that one. And then the restrooms, I'm going to give it a 4. I'm going to give it a 4. And I don't give, it has to be, wow. Because there were some things I saw in the bathroom that could be upgraded and fixed. But for the most part, I'm going to give it a 4. So if you round all that up, and in my opinion, I would go back. I would go back and I would give it probably a 4, total 4. Okay, so I'm going to give it a 4 out of... Or do I want to wait till the end? Okay. Okay, so before I give my totals of the whole shebang, I want to ask Mama what hers was for all that. So what was your scoreboard for the restaurant?
The atmosphere now, probably 4.5.
Okay, 4.5. She said that earlier too, if I put it in there. 4.5, so I get it because I liked it. I was pleasantly surprised. Okay, what about the service, Amy and everybody else?
Yeah, she a 5.
Okay, I agree. She went over and beyond. I really think she did good. And what about the food quality, the taste and the quality of the food?
I'd say probably a 4.5.
Okay.
Because I liked everything. It's just a couple of little things that, yeah.
Yeah. and that's because we don't know. I mean, you go to places to see if you like food and you go to enjoy it and you won't know till you know, right? So you have to order it. So I agree with that on that. And then what about the price?
Probably a...
Well, I gave it a 3.
3.5.
Okay, 3.5. Now, we like to eat, and we don't mind to spend money if it's going to be a good experience because you only live once. But, of course, you don't want to go someplace, and it's just outrageous. And this was a little pricey. But, again, they have the coupons, the surveys. You can get on their little, it's like a little club kind of thing. I don't know how that'll work out, but I'll let you guys know that in the future because I do intend, to be checking this out. And last but not least, what did you give them for the bathroom? What are you thinking of the bathroom?
Probably a 4.
Yeah, pretty good. Okay, so I'm going to ask you this question, and then I'll tell you guys mine. Would you eat there again?
Yes.
Okay, so what's your scoreboard? I love this. I love it. I love it. I love it.
I don't know. How do you do this?
So we're doing 1 through 5 on the stars. So what would you give it for total of everything?
Maybe a
1?
Over it. No, a 4.9.
Oh, okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, and then part of the 5.
Almost a 5, 4.9. Yeah. That is great
it's
because
not a 5-star, but 4.
And we're going to get some different types of things to do that. I told you we're amateurs, but I've got these off the Dollar Tree, and I've always wanted to do these kind of videos. And if you are hanging out this long and you're still watching us, put M in or a mushroom emoji in the comments and say, Mellow Mushroom M. I don't know. We just want to make sure you guys are liking this kind of stuff. And we'll tweak it. We're going to get there. It's going to be, exciting. But let me tell you my opinion. I'm kind of like my mom. I was trying to how can I do a 4.9? And because it wasn't quite a 5. It wasn't a 4. It was in between. So I'm going to really say a 4.5. Okay, 4.5. But yes, I would go back. I am going back because I'm going to try the gluten-free, and I'm going to try some desserts, and I may even get a drink. It depends on if they got coupons for that too. I'm just kidding. But yes, I will definitely be back. 4.5 for me, a 4.9. And it's not that it's any different on there. It's just, this was our first experience, and I'm curious to know if you guys have been to Mellow Mushroom and what is your experience, and let us know in the comments. All right. Anything else you want to wrap it up? Okay. So guys, like, share, comment, give us some ideas of restaurants that you want to see in the future. Again, I'm tweaking this, and I'm going to come up with a system and make it a little bit more, smoothing. And I'm going to try to do some of them in some of these reviews when we're actually in the restaurant so we can kind of get some, right there in the moment experience for you guys. So I'm going to go back to Mellow Mushroom. It looks like my mom's going to go back to Mellow Mushroom. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.